So hey, I thought I'd do for anyone who needs it, tarot reading. So I've been wearing carnelian for a while, so that's the energy that I'm carrying with me. And I grabbed the few stones that were calling to me. This one. Ooh, the lighting's not very good right now, is it? Okay, we're just gonna have to make do. It's like a light periwinkle, like lavender blue sort of color. I forget what this stone is. Lapis-lazuli? It's not lapis lazuli, it's like a different one. But I think it kind of has like that L or like lapis in it. And then this opal really called to me, which is like kind of a clear with a rainbow kind of effervescence to it, I guess. Oh yeah, look, you kind of see it goes showing through. Opal is actually a really interesting rock. This one I think is like made or like fake in some way. I think it is like, I hope it's not plastic. It might be though. A lot of opal actually is made like that, but like real opal is one of the only rock / minerals that is plant-based or plant-made. It has to do with something about like the water in plants crystallizing or something to do with plants crystallizing. Anyway, I don't know. Google it. It's something like that. And okay, and the last one, usually I only pick one, but like three. I grabbed that second one, and then I really wanted to grab this too, which is a fossilized shell. Which, first when I grabbed it, I'm like, oh, yo, that thing's from the ocean, like Scorpio season vibes. And it's also a spiral, so do with that information what you may. So let's see what the cards have to say. I was just thinking how silly it sounds to be like, oh my gosh, speak to me cards. But they actually do. That's the fun part. I have a few fallen out already. Let's go from there. Huh. Interesting pairing here. Okay, so the world reversed fell out first, face up, and then the other two I flipped over. And we got the Knight of Cups reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles upright. So, 10 of Pentacles, we all doing pretty good. Money's in order, finances, career, home, anything to do with like the physical world and or financial, those both fall under the Pentacles. Seems to be really good right now. Like poppin', just opportunities for growth and taking advantage of them and feeling really good about that. The World card is reversed because something's missing. Something doesn't feel complete. And it's because of the Knight of Cups. Despite all this kind of wealth in whatever form it's taking around you, there's a lack of heart and emotion in it, passion, like this deep need for things to be fulfilling to us on an emotional level. Like Earth just by itself is kind of cold, no matter how much you have. You can't really hug a rock. I mean, you can. Some rocks actually feels nice warm one. But it's not, it's not the same though. It's not the same as like true connection and warmth and satisfaction, community. Like that's what comes from community, not just like that sense, or that's like a power of community is to have that sort of like security around you, but also the love and acceptance. That's aw, the sun was on the bottom of the card. Oh, that's a good sign. So if you've been in this place where you feel like material things are pretty great, but there's like a lack in your life, in the heart space, the sun is inevitable. The sun, it's warm and bright and gives things its color. Funny, I just said laying on the sun, rock in the sun. It's also gonna rise every frickin' day, no matter what we do, you know. what could we blow up the sun to stop it? That would be like suicide on like a species level, on all existence for our as far as we're concerned level. So what I'm saying is that it's coming. No matter what you do, there's nothing you're gonna personally do that's gonna stop it. This happiness, this warmth is coming. This card popped out, Six of Pentacles, and kind of creates a nice little square here. Six of Pentacles, balance, and equality between give and take, wanting things to be fair. The yellow ribbon tying it, so worth. It's like the worth of a community and the worth of its members really depends on a quality of give and take. Oops. Oh yeah, that one felt separate anyway. It just dropped from my hand. So, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the Hanged Man. Oh, it was in reverse though. Huh, interesting. I held it up right though. A new start that's a burden. A new start that's a burden. Or wanting something new from burden. Oh, the sun's not on the bottom anymore. Right, I was shuffling. But it's a light bulb instead? Judgment? Oh, this just got deep. Okay, so... oh, where do I start? Okay, wait. The sun is an object of nature. The light bulb is an object of mankind, of science, something we created. We'll come back to that. I hope I remember to. Hanged Man reversed. Hanged Man upright. Shoot, how do I say this? So the Hanged Man is a card of stillness out of necessity. The traditional picture has a man strung up by his foot upside down, and he's trapped, and there's nowhere he can go. So the meaning of the card is that, well, you're not going anywhere, so may as well appreciate the view from upside down, or take this time to take in a new perspective. I love in this deck that it's a J-shaped caterpillar. This is actually a specific phase in caterpillar development that they go into right before they cocoon, and they hang like this for quite some time, just motionless before becoming a cocoon. So it's like it's its own phase, and I think it really captures the meaning of that hanged man, the essence of the hanged man, in that this caterpillar is not going anywhere, and guess what its next stage is? A freaking cocoon. So it's not going anywhere after then too. Like, yeah, it's going to be a butterfly eventually, but like that's a long ways off right now. And so what is this caterpillar thinking during that time? What are we all thinking during this time? Like, what are you thinking during this time? If you knew that you were just in the space you are now and you're gonna be there for a while, how are you gonna look at it? The fact that it came out reversed is there's a resistance to doing that, or there's a resistance of that going back, a lack of patience too, which made me think of the sun card, because it's like that sun's gonna rise, but on its own time. So, you know, you have to have patience. If it's like, you know, the dead of night, if it's like midnight or whatever, it's gonna be a few hours before that sun rises. You know, even though if you want it to rise right now. So the judgment, freaking light bulb being on the bottom with this hanged man reversed, this caterpillar reversed, like, this is a, the word coming to my mind is like false environment, but I feel like that's not the meaning I want to convey with it. It's an unnatural light than what the caterpillar is used to. I don't know. On one hand, I'm just like, yeah, down with the man, so to speak, you know, down with society, nature, natural rhythms, but and I think there is like a level of that in this, but also I think it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's like, even in times of dark, you can make your own light. You don't necessarily have to depend on the sun rising. Going back to my middle of night metaphor, it might be the middle of night and you might run over that sun to rise really, really, really bad, but it's not gonna for a bit. But you can turn on a light in your house. You can turn on a lamp. So as a metaphor, if you find yourself in a space, stuck, waiting, wanting for something to happen, is that you could kind of create it for yourself in a, maybe not as in a grand way, like a light bulb compared to the sun, but in a way that achieves the same effect, at least for now, to keep you going temporarily until the time when when the thing, the feeling, the event happens naturally and in its time. This burden. Let's get one. Oh, I don't want to make this reading too long. Okay, let's get a card on the burden. Oh, that was a lot that came out. Okay, that one. Okay, fine, them all. Okay, so this burden, I think, is the Ten of Pentacles? Wishing it would be just so much lighter to carry just one pentacle. And it feels like the reason it feels like a burden is because of the lack because of what's missing, like that emotional experience. And specifically a return of emotional experience. And I say that because of these cards that came out that I was shuffling to kind of clarify that Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. So there was a couple upright, or there was a few upright, and then a couple reversed. And they're kind of in different groups, so I'm just going to go through them now. So we have the King of Cups and the King of Swords upright. This is beautiful and very powerful energy in a... Y'all are seeing things and thinking about things really clearly and fair, heroically, and very emotionally mature, very in control and disciplined over your emotions, but in a way where it flows and you're able to be loving and able to be expressing it to others, and there's so much beauty in that, and brings a lot, and that's where this that's why it's a bit of a burden, if you're not getting it back in the same amount. Though I know that this is not, you know, we don't do this, we as people do not do this, at least in its most pure form, to it's not done with the idea of receiving back. It is given quite, what's that word? There's like I feel like there's a word where it's like when you give something with no expectation of doing anything in return. It's very altruistic. That's not the word I was thinking of, but that's a good word for it. And what I was saying, so we have and tied into what I was saying, the Seven of Pentacles here. Beautiful. It's this emotional maturity is and emotional wisdom. It's giving you it's bringing in a bountiful harvest. It's growing into a right big strong tree when you take really good care of a plant. And you just see it makes me think of like the pumpkin, is that like from Charlie Brown, where it's huge, but it's like it's a prize winning vegetable y'all are growing. And going with this message of patience coming through is also in this card, where it's kind of like if you're growing stuff to eat, the point is to be able to eat it, you know, like ultimately that's like, though all of us have garden, right? There's the reward is in the gardening too, but you know, you really want to eat it, like especially if, say, like, you know, if you're a farmer and that's all you have, you kind of really do want to harvest and eat it, but you gotta wait to harvest it at the right time. Sun, Hangman reversed, and it's easy, and a trap in this card is to get impatient and to harvest too early, instead of waiting till it's right. So just a little bit of advice in there. The two cards that came out reversed are the King of Wands and the Magician. So this is, it's like feeling like you're not strong enough, like you're not going to be able to do it, like you don't deserve it either. Ooh, a lot of shadow work going on to do with the ego. The Magician reversed is like manipulation as well, so these two together can be quite nasty. It's like very self-centered and powerful, but using it for nefarious purposes. It's also like creativity and our magic and our it's like the spiritual masculine, and I've heard masculine and feminine described as electric and magnetic. So it's like our power to change and do and affect things using our own hands. And so with it reversed, it's like a lack of that fire, a lack of feeling like you have the confidence and skill to be able to do it, to make the things that you'd like to see happen in your life happen. Like an identity crisis, even an identity and a power crisis. It's a big tie to like the ability to do things on your own. Fire, so wands, fire is also passion. So going back to like that, what's missing. Maybe there's an element of feeling like you need someone or others, you know, whether that be one person or many people, to you need that from others to be able to feel like you have the strength and the energy, like the actual like gumption to follow your dreams, to create your dreams, to bring into this world amazing works of art. Like, it's one thing to gather material things, it's another thing to create something that's inspired. And that's maybe what that light bulb and the judgment card is about, is finding a way to, while you wait, you know, I think it's in our code to connect with others and to have meaningful connections, and that, especially if you're coming in this energy here and creating such a great space with the Ten of Pentacles there, and the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, that it's inevitable that you will have those connections that you crave, that your soul craves. And it's just a matter of patience. And in the meantime, maybe try to find a way to imitate it. You know, like the sun and the light bulb, like, you know, find a version of it that can tide you over, or to kind of give you a somewhat of that same energy in some way to help your sense of creativity blossom. All right. Look at that! Sun's on the bottom again! Yes! I feel like I want to get one more card, and I want to do my dragon cards, but they're so far away. Should I get them? Oh, okay, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be kind of like the an encompassing lesson of it all. All right. Oh, y'all are lucky. I actually got up to do that. I'm a Taurus. I don't. If it's not within my hand's reach, I'm probably gonna find something else to do. Okay, so I went to pull the cards out of their little box, and one stayed in the box. So I think I'm going to take that one as our card. Solar Dragon. This is the number, and it's technically the Sun card in the Major Arcana, as freaking if we go and get that as our Dragon card. Love it. Ironic, we're heading into the darkest part of the year. That's why it's such a long time for the sun to come. Maybe during Leo season. Leo season 2022. Gonna be lit, y'all. Okay, what did I write? So I wrote my own meanings for these cards here. Okay, so some of them are more written to just be read as they are. Some of them I kind of wrote in like this, like a certain headspace where it only kind of makes sense to me, or it's very specific to me. And this is one of them. But I'll kind of translate it to what it means, and it's all about really connecting to the feelings inside of your body, and like the different forms it takes, and like what does it feel like to feel the energy and inspiration, love, anger, even like anything, all of it. Yeah, and like, potentially chakra work. That's interesting. The opal came out with the rainbow, because there's a line in here about like kind of root to crown, so full body, and kind of don't hold on. Like if you feel something, just like don't try to repress it. There's very subtle ways our body has of repressing specifically certain emotions, and it's very specific to person based on what they were taught to suppress in childhood. Let's get into psychology there, but like it's something we don't even think about often, and it really is just an indication of like if you feel a pain or a pressure in your body, that's where, just pay attention to that, because when you experience an emotion and you try to repress it, usually that part of the body flares up in some way. And by kind of learning to relax that muscle actually helps you not repress feeling a specific emotion. And anyway, that's kind of what this is saying here. It's like, don't hold on, let it come and go. Know who you know who you are, and be that person. Be around and invest time with people who bring out your best self and make you feel happy. Make yourself laugh. Everything will turn out even better than you thought it could. Okay, I wrote this from a very like place of I was feeling myself when I wrote this, and I just want to kind of clarify with this line, like, know who you are and be that person. I want to say that's not easy. That it sometimes takes work to consciously get to that space, if you're not in it. Like when you're in it, it's like, I'm gonna be like this forever. There's like that sort of feeling to it. Like, how did I ever doubt myself? Like, and when you experience that in your life, and then the first time after you doubt yourself is a real wake up call. That's a shock. It's a shock. That's how it was for me anyway. I'm like, how am I feeling like this again? I thought I got past this. So yeah. Yeah, make yourself laugh. That's a good piece of advice there. Make yourself laugh, and that everything's gonna turn out even better than you thought it could. Sun's coming, baby. Sun's coming. All right. That's it. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good night. Bye.